All right, welcome back, guys. This is part two of your introductory module to our course. In the previous part, we went over the syllabus, and if you haven't watched that yet, make sure you go back and give that a watch. In this section, I'm going to show you guys how to navigate our site and how to use it most effectively. I'm just going to move myself here so that I'm out of the way. All right, so this is the home page for our site. When you come here, you'll see my most recent announcements. So hopefully you guys have seen this, but this is just my little look here first announcement telling you what to do to get started in the course. You can also just click announcements if you want. And one day it will load. Oh, come on. There you go. Okay. So, and all of my announcements will be here in case you want to look at the backlog, whatnot. All right. So hopefully you've already seen it. But obviously if you click syllabus, it will bring you to our course syllabi. It's here. It is subject to change, but if I make any changes, I generally highlight them or put them in a different color so you can easily see what's happening. But I wouldn't do that without telling you. So you'll know in advance if something changes. All right, so sorry, I'm looking at my notes just to make sure you don't miss anything. The most important page you guys need to be aware of is this modules page. So let's go here. Really, if you wanted to, you could just come to the announcements and to this page. So there's nothing here yet because this is actually, I'm filming this a week before our class actually starts, but everything will be here. So when these videos I'm creating right now are finished, they'll be linked right here. The discussion board will also be linked here. So when you're done with the last piece of lecture and you're prompted to go write something in the discussion board, there'll be a link also in this module for you to go do that. All right, so everything you need to watch and then the corresponding assignment will be here. Okay. So right now I only have the first three modules up, but eventually all of them will be here. And again, they will have everything you need, and they'll appear as brain fog. They'll appear as they come in the syllabus. So as you can see, this What is Sociology lecture will be unlocked at May 27th. So when the course starts, this will unlock for you guys to see. All right. So additionally, you can find your readings for everything in this little Files tab. All right, so we have two folders here. This is where all of your readings are going to be, and this is where any assignment description I put out is going to be. But let's open the readings folder just to show you guys. So pretty much everything you'll need to read is in here, with the exception of some links to outside sources I have in the syllabus, but they're here to download for you all to see. If you want to, instead of going through the module, if you just want to look at the discussion board on its own, you can also click on this discussions tab, and it will bring you right there. As you can see, this still isn't available until May 26th, but this is our first discussion board. You can see I've already posted. We'll talk more about that in a second. Where do I want to go next? There's nothing on here right now, but this quizzes tab is where all of your quizzes will be. Obviously, so when the time comes, you can find them there. If we click on people, this is where you can see everyone in the class. Hello, everyone in the class. I can also see when your last activity was. So this is mostly helpful for me just to make sure everyone's updated on what's going on and whatnot. So I can see some of you have already been on. Good for you. And then if we click grades, this is going to bring me to the grade book. Obviously, no one has anything graded yet, but this is where you'll be able to see how you're doing and progressing in the course. Right, so I have all this information also written out on the syllabus, and I put the most important stuff in that preliminary announcement, but really the biggest thing for you guys to know is that this module button is going to be where everything important is, in addition to the readings in the files folder, but everything should be here and clickable through a link for you to access. So nice and easy. Memorize this page. This page is your friend. It's going to keep you really organized and a nice little checklist for you to make sure you're on top of everything. Okay, so that brings me then to our first discussion. So as I've been saying, right at the end of each lecture, I'm going to prompt you guys to go post in the discussion forum. Normally, when I have a PowerPoint, I'll have the discussion question written out so that you can reference it and see it in writing. But since we're not doing that today, I'll just show you the board itself. All right. So as I say here, right, normally discussion posts are going to have you draw on the readings or the lecture to continue and further our discussion on some sociological concepts. But for this module, I just want us to get to know each other. You know, we can't do an in-person introduction like we normally would, but I still want us to know each other's faces and who we are, and yeah, get to know each other a little bit more. So what I want you to do is just comment on this board and make sure when you do that you're commenting on the original thread and not replying to a classmate unless you're actually meaning to reply to a classmate. But on your original post, you should hit this reply button. So I want you to comment with a picture of yourself or a picture of a pet or whatever feels meaningful to you, and just introduce yourself, your name, what year are you in, your major, if you have one. Do you have any fun new hobbies, things you're learning in quarantine that are kind of new and exciting for you during this time? And then lastly, I want all of you to post one question you might have about the class, either about the syllabus or sort of the order of operations here, or about something that we're going to learn this semester. So just one question, and I'll make sure to address all of those. Okay. And then as always, when you're done with your post, make sure that you also comment on a classmate's post, just saying hello or saying like, hey, I'm really into that show on Netflix right now too, whatever sort of grabs your interest, just for practice for when we're actually having these academic discussions on here. And as you guys can see, I have my response up here already for all of you to see and reference, get to know me a little bit. Okay, so that ends this part of our introductory lecture. So yeah, so just referencing the syllabus so we can go back and look at this module, right? So by the time you finish reading this, and by Wednesday, right, the 27th, you should have read the syllabus, or at least watched the video of us going through the syllabus together. Completed all these modules, so part 1 and part 2 of this lecture, okay, and then complete the corresponding discussion post that we just talked about. All right, as always, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'm reachable at this email up here, right, or just comment in the discussion in your post if you have a really pressing question that you'd like the answer to, something that's confusing. All right, but that concludes it for today. I'll see you guys in the next lecture where we're going to start to think about what is sociology and what are we actually really going to study in this class together. All right, so until then, have a good quarantine, I guess. Stay sane. I'll see you guys in the next lecture.